name is Abasifreke Ebong. As the moderator had said, I'm the Human Resources Manager. Amela Nigeria Limited, pharmaceutical company based here in Nigeria, with 6 branches across Akwa Ibom and 1 in Lagos State, the economic city of West Africa. ICT, data in business, importance of ICT and data in business. Lillian, please, can you just help me share the screen? Okay, thank you very much. Importance of ICT data in building a sustainable business. I was actually wowed by the first speaker, and here on my desk, because I'm in the office currently, I've been taking down a lot of notes. So kudos to the first speaker and the second speaker. What I've learned from the first speaker, think outside the box. That's the summary. For me, the second speaker, think big. And then the environmental factor, the human factor, and the mindset. So my own case, what I summarized my work to be is think ICT, think data. Okay, the next slide, please. Introduction. Everyone knows what ICT. I'm not going to ask what's the full meaning of ICT, information communication technology, and the meaning of data. I'm not going to be asking that because it's a common knowledge everyone knows. But in the course of our discussion today, we're going to be looking at the importance. Why is it necessary to connect your business to computer, ICT, and data management? Is it really necessary? Because these days, you see someone, a food hawker, the next thing goes on Instagram, the next thing goes on Twitter, the next thing on Facebook. Someone sells, like the first speaker said, the bra. I'm permitting me to use that word, okay? And you just send in the picture, and all of a sudden, she gets you your size. How come? So the third slide, please. Okay, I'm going to be looking at just 2 basic outlines, only 2 basic. The first is ICT part of it, and the next is the data. Next slide, please. Now, what's electronic business? Okay, we've always been hearing of e-business, e-business, e-business. Is it really necessary for your business to be known electronically? Mind you, this is 21st century. So anything out of computer, anything out of internet looks as if you are archaic, you are backdated. So I understand that someone would say, God forbid, because if you are not in the train, you're going to be left behind. So I don't think any of us here would want to be left behind. Now, what's electronic business? I define it as information communication technology application with support to business activities. Take for instance, even though you are selling crayfish, I have a female friend who is really into that, sales of crayfish, and she does that big time, okay, in bags and the likes, that she has to weigh bill from Akwa Ibom to Abuja, from Abuja to Kaduna in Lagos. And the other time she told me that she has weigh billed from Lagos to South Africa. Do you think people outside, the first question is, what do you think made her become so popular online? If you go to Facebook, you see her page there, and she has been asking me to help her push it. You go to Instagram, and she's very proud of it. She's very, very proud of it. You see her being too passionate in this thing that almost half of her life is into crayfish. Sometimes she comes to my office, I will jokingly tell her, look, you're smelling crayfish, because that is part of her. And she has digitalized the crayfish business. Please, next slide. Okay, that's going to be the overview, all right? Now, those are 11 components when you're looking at ICT and data in business. Because of time, we are not going to be dealing with them one by one. No. So actually, probably I'm going to just pick an aspect, maybe the order management or the marketing, and we just talked about it. The second speaker said something about, is it the second or the first speaker? Said something about how you present yourself is what attracts people to you. Okay. Now, I'm into the research and data sector. So if I'm a quack, definitely speaking, I won't be able to present myself in a way that will be acceptable by people. So the first aspect there is marketing. Gone are those days that marketers will move from shops to shops, from offices to offices with their products. Now, we are, mind you, I said we are in an ICT age, okay? Products can reach someone in UK without me having to disturb myself traveling miles to someone's office in UK through the aspect of digitalizing your product. So maybe after this, my presentation is with Lillian. She's going to send it across so that I could take your time and go through it and study the 11 overviews. Now, those are the basic areas of business processes. For instance, I'll go for the last one, handling of better customer service. Now, it's one thing for you to have a business, and another thing for you to get the feedbacks. I'll repeat. It's one thing for you to have a business that's booming, everyone knows about it, and another thing for you to have feedbacks. Okay, in Nigeria and probably West Africa, we've heard of the likes of Dangote, we've heard of the likes of outside Nigeria now. We go abroad, we hear of ICT, and we hear of Microsoft, we hear of Google, and the rest. Mind you, it's actually customers that actually pushing those guys. So how well is your customer database? That's one aspect we'll be looking at. Mind you, I'm looking at creating this synergy, ICT data in sustaining your business. How well do you develop your customer database so that away from where you are and get to the feedback database online and submit something that, oh, wow, I got to a Barrow pen. It was awesome. I got to this, I got to bra, I got to top, I got to this, it was awesome. So in as much as you do not have a formidable customer database, that's a problem. So you have to build that up very well because you are not selling your products to ghosts. You're selling your products to human beings. All right. So the next slide. Now, these are the advantages. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent customer service and competitive strategy is being developed. And those are the disadvantages. Yeah, I hear a lot of people say, I don't really know much about this stuff. Okay. And the first speaker said something. You can actually pay people to do that. That's what I feel. So you can actually meet me, pay me to do that for you. Okay. So even though you are not good at it, it's never an excuse. There's an adage that says ignorance is never an excuse. Okay. I was talking to a female friend today about I'm working on a modality where we can have an artificial intelligence in our company. Okay. The likes of robots. And she was like, Abbas, in Nigeria, you need to create awareness for that. Does it exist? I'm like, whether it exists or not, I'm not saying I'm going to do that in the next 2 years. It's a long-term goal. It's a long-term goal. Work on the designs, and I'll send it out to whoever that does that. And we see robots in our pharmaceutical company. It saves us the stress, okay? But the few disadvantages that sectoral limit and the optimization solutions of the e-business are expensive. Maintaining these things could be very expensive. When I started working on our database for customers and patients in my company, when I started, guess what happened? I lost track of everything and everything was wiped off. But I never allowed that, okay, weighed me down. I had to restart all over again. So these are few of the disadvantages, but however, it's not a death sentence. You can start all over again. That's why I have to get professionals to help you. Next slide, please. Hello, Lillian. Next slide. Lillian, you there? Okay. ICT as a business. No, go back, please. Okay, thank you very much. ICT as a business enterprise. Now, I actually captioned this particular topic, digit pricing, okay? Digit pricing, all right? It's a combination of digital and enterprising, okay? What does it mean? Your business in a digital format. You can set up an online business involving products or services using available open source or subscription online platforms and tools. For instance, a lot of people have difficulties developing a web page, okay? Because it's one thing for you to ask someone to help you do that, and another thing for you to have a professional help you do that, so that is going to meet the international standard. Okay. But how about if I should tell you that even at the comfort of your room, you can work on it? Okay, maybe quickly just look for BIS365. You can Google BIS365. Quickly, you can just do that on your own. It's a very wonderful template that you sell your products online. You set up everything on your own, and people start ordering your products online. The likes of Jumia, the likes of Konga, the likes of Alibaba. Okay, you don't have to reach that professional stage. Slow and steady win the race. Next slide, please. Okay, the common tips of application software. Okay, we bypass that. You read that up later because of time. Next slide. Okay, we are done with the aspect of the ICT now. Now we move to types of data. Okay, we've seen numerous types of data, the geographical data, the meteorological data, and the rest. I'm of the combination of an environmentalist, research, and data, and now the HR. So I work with vast data based on my profession from what I studied in school. Okay, double courses, remote sensing, and geoinformation system. We could be looking at the geographical data, we could be looking at the meteorological data, but here in business, we'll be looking at the business data. What kind of data do you have to? Okay, mind you, what is data? Is a raw fact. Here in my office, I've developed what we call the HR dashboard template. Even if I leave this office or if I leave the company, another person takes over. That's a raw fact. That's the raw data I'm building on. I've also developed a sales data dashboard, sending it to the accountant and all the managers. Send me the raw data, I work on it. So by implication, we have different types of data. So when you set up your business, you need to find out from a professional what kind of data, the purpose. Next slide. Lillian, are you there? Okay, data analytics is the process of inspecting, cleansing, and transforming. Inspecting, cleansing, and transform. I quoted that, but I'm sure you've heard of that. Okay. Now, this will help you with a model. It will help you come up with a concrete decision-making mechanism, because every business, hopefully, should be progressive. You need to have a clue that, okay, in the next 10 years, in the next 5 years, this is what I want to achieve. So take, for instance, like the likes of Excel, Microsoft Excel, which is very common to everyone. But Microsoft Excel is beyond inputting the numbers, adding, subtracting, and get your total. You could play with figures, okay? I think that's the cheapest app that one could work with. We have the likes of Tableau, we have the Google Analytics, we have the Google Sheets, and we have the SPSS, okay, statistical package for the social sciences, and we have them a lot. Now, these apps helps in actually transforming and even helping you take your decision, concrete decision. Now, for instance, here in our company, I came up with a raw data where we want to know what times of the day we have huge traffic, human traffic in our company, all right? We have huge traffic. Is it the morning, is it the afternoon, is it the evening? And on that 2 months, I came up with that decision making that, hey, look, we have much human traffic in our company during the evening hours. So on that note, competent hands should be posted or should be retained during evening hours. Our pharmacists, our medical attendants, our sales rep, because this is where we have a high number of patients coming into us. So data analysis helps you with all of these decision making. Next slide, please. Those are the 4 key areas of data analytics. We move to the next slide. Data analytics in digital business. We move to the next slide because someone talked about the e-commerce. Now, types of data analytics. We have the descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive. Quickly, descriptive is, no, go back, please. Go back. Yeah. Now, descriptive, what is it all about? It describes your business. Yeah. Of recent, I was talking to a friend who had been into Udemy data course. Yeah, and I was telling her, look, do you know that even from Microsoft Excel, you could plot a story about your business? And she was like, how come that the only thing she knew about Microsoft Excel was just computation, figures alone? I told her, yeah, that's what you people think that know about Excel. But in Excel, you could plot a story, okay, about your business. So that is where the descriptive analysis comes into your data. And the next one there is a diagnostic. We need now when we are talking of diagnosis, that means there's a problem. We are trying to check the problem. Okay. Now your business didn't do well last year. We have to run a diagnosis data analysis. What really went wrong? Okay. Now the next one is predictive. In the next 10 years, what do we stand to achieve? And the next one is prescriptive, trying to prescribe the current situation of your business. Because of time, I'm rushing, but the slide will be sent across to everyone. Okay. Now, goals for data management, you have a whole lot of them. What do you stand to gain? I've been talking about data. What really do you stand to gain? The quality of your work. Mind you, this thing we are talking about, it works with your system, with your gadgets, all right, irrespective of the gadgets you're using, okay, and software. So until you know the right software and you have the right personnel, in geographical term, we call it humanware, because we have the software, you have the hardware, and we have the humanware. So as a personnel, I'm the humanware. So those are the advantages you stand to gain for managing your data. Next slide, please. Components of data management. I don't know if I have a lot of time. I'm so rushing over it. Yeah, I still don't know if I have a lot of time. So we move to goals for data governance. I'm going to pause here. Goals for data governance. Why do we bring government into data? That's the first question you should ask yourself. Why governance into data? Now, the common knowledge when I was in my kindergarten, when we were doing our government class, okay, why do we put in government? To checkmate the activities of the masses, right? Okay, so the same thing we do about data. You need data governance to checkmate your data from hacking, from thefts, and the likes. So these are the goals for data governance. So while a professional or a personnel is handling your data, okay, in your business, strict measures should be, put in place against theft, against hacking, and what have you. For instance, gone are those days that everyone had to save their information in the hard disk, okay, in the flash, and probably diskette CD back then, or even in the internal memory of their gadget. But, today things have changed. I talk to people about iCloud, all right? I talk to people about iCloud. And what's iCloud? Do you know you could store your information without you owning a flash drive or a hard disk, all right? You could store your information in your iCloud in the space, because space there, up there, okay, we have a lot of satellites governing all of this information we are handling, so that no theft, nothing could hack into that, all right, because it's being controlled and it's being encrypted. Very strong security measures is put in place. I don't have to walk around with hard disk, with flash drive, okay? I've stored all my information, my data in cloud space. Anytime I need it, just to put in my username on any gadget and my password, I get all my information and I send it to whoever I need to send to. So these are the governing strategies for your data against theft, okay? Because you have hackers everywhere. There is a course right now which is called ethical hacking. Mind you, people go in to study that. People, yeah. Imagine that kind of a course that people are paying thousands of naira in Nigeria, dollars outside, to even go study ethical hacking. So you need to also preserve your data from these guys coming into it. So next, please. If my time is up, let me know. Components of data governance, that's that. You go read about it. The next slide, please. All right, big data. Back then, I think the highest volume of data you and I knew was actually the terabyte. We learned the kilobyte, about the kilobyte. Okay, started with the byte, the kilobyte, the megabytes, the gigabyte, the terabyte. But far beyond terabyte now, we have a whole lot. So I had to put that up so that you know that even after terabyte, now 1 terabyte, 2 terabytes, we still have them a lot. All right. So you could read about that as well. So we move down to the next slide. The next slide. Okay, the next slide. Those are the gadgets you could use for working on your playing with your data, your desktop, your mobile, and the rest. Some business applications of data analytics. So probably you could check which of the business you are venturing into. So these are the few examples of business applications that you could apply data analytics to. The next slide, please. I think I'm almost done. Conclusion. All right, thank you very much. So now, for instance, if you open your Gmail, you go to your Gmail account. I'm sure a lot of people never knew that Gmail gives 15 gigabytes to every user. I don't know if you're aware of that. Yeah, 15 gigabyte GB to every user. But funny enough, people don't maximize that. That's another aspect of you pushing your information over there to Google. That's why we have Google Drive. Okay, it's not just all about your hard disk. All right, it's not just all about your internal memory on your phone. It's not just all about your flash drive. Okay, so even if you exhaust the 15 gigabyte free from Google Mail, you can actually get even up to 100 gigabytes, depending on the tariff plan you want to buy. Yeah, you go to Apple, they have what they call the iCloud. Okay, so there are a lot of parameters, or there are a lot of ways in which you can actually link ICT data to your business. And mind you, the first speaker said something. Even though you are living in the rural area of Lagos, Benin, anywhere in the world, you don't have to think locally. You can live locally, but think internationally. Thank you very much. And it was a wonderful moment having me talk to you. Thank you very much. I'm grateful.